Hello, welcome to the video. So in this video, I will be discussing or teaching about lesson 2.2 or Gauss's law. This is actually just an extension of what we learned from lesson 2.1, which is electric flux. If you notice sa katong discussion, the computation or the scenarios were just electric field lines that are uniform in nature, kanang usa lang jud ka usa lang ka direction ang ilahang gi follow. Unya there's a certain flat surface somewhere along the trajectory or giagian sa ato ang electric field lines nga gi-penetrate try sa ato ang electric field lines, and that is the quantum calculations that we did, itong different calculations na atong gibuhat with respect po sa katong particular scenario. And there are three scenarios na we have. Katong ang surface area nato is parallel siya sa ato ang, or katong phase rather sa ato ang surface area is parallel sa ato ang electric field, so same sila og direction ng gitan-aw. Or if ang ato ang surface area is perpendicular sa ato ang field lines, electric field lines, so meaning dili ka penetrate ang electric field kay ang atong flat nga surface is parehas sa direction or panang perpendicular rather, nakahigda kumbaga. For example lang, kung ang atong electric field lines is going to the horizontal line, then nakahigda ra pud ang ato ang surface area. So walay field lines na nakapenetrate niya. And there is another scenario nga katong ato ang electric field lines hits the area, but ang ato ang surface area has a particular inclination or angle, contrasting the kaning direction of our electric field lines. So natoy different nga formulas. We have katong ang phi E or electric flux is equal to E nga electric field tapos A nga area of the surface area. Okay? Then if naa siya angle, then we use katong EA times cosine theta, where the theta is the angle of the inclination of our surface with respect to our electric field lines. So usually sa atong problems na nasa study guide, it will provide you with the angle man sad. Okay, the angle. If dili siya ipa-solve, then it will provide the angle of the inclination of the surface with respect to the electric field line. Usually ang term na horizontal ang ilang gamiton. Okay, and if parallel siya, then automatic ang inyuhang electric flux is equal to 0 ra siya. And another scenario is kung ang with regards to the directions ato ang electric flux, nga if for example ang inyuhang charge present inside, again enclosed man, so inside sa ato ang object na nag-contain niya, let's say sphere baka or a square or a cube rather, then ang kung positive ha, so ang iyahang electric flux will be pointing outwards, palayo sa ato ang object, or mo penetrate siya palayo sa ato ang object. Whereas kung negative, net negative siya, ang ato ang charge inside our object or material, nga hollow ha, ang sulod hollow, okay? Or maybe pwede po dili hollow. So ibot na basta kay center or somewhere inside our what do you call this one? Somewhere inside our material. Then if negative siya, then ang atong electric field lines will be pointing inwards or padung sa ato ang charge nga naa sulod sa ato ang material. Okay? And if there is the same number of protons or positive charges and the same number of negative charges inside our object, then the electric flux is just 0 because there is the cancellation of their electric flux. Okay? Makancel naman siya kay kung same ra ang iyang number of positive charge and negative charge. Okay? So in this lesson, we will be learning katong dili na siya atong scenario nga uniform ang electric field lines kunya mo pass through lang og a particular flat surface. Ang karon we will be computing for instances where there is a charge and mo penetrate ang electric field ato nga charge sa surface nga naka-enclose niya. Sa surface nga naka-enclose niya. Okay? So in the previous lesson, you have learned that field lines are visual representation of the electric field. Again, this does not happen in real life, or isa pa siguro na mo charge makita din na in very minuscule charge, di naman na makita sa naked eye, no? Pero naana siya in the kuan, in the context of electricity, then you will not see these lines good in real life. Di gyud na nimo makita ng kuan ang mga field lines. These are just representations through drawings para mas tagaan tag idea kung unsay behavior nga ginabuhat between two charges, especially in this picture nga negative and positive ang ato ang charges. So unsa man kahay behavior sa ilahang electric fields, then of course with respect po sa ilang electric flux, okay, if na surface nga nakabalandra nila. And then the summation of their number is equal to the strength of that particular electric field. Okay? So, ang summation sa tanan nga electric flux will be the electric field itself. Or later, I will explain no, na ay concept nga i-include sa Gauss's law regarding the electric field and electric flux. Okay? Dayon, the number of these field lines depends the magnitude. So there are three things na i-remember ninyo when computing for electric flux. Unsa inyong dapat i-expect? So magbase ang inyong electric flux sa magnitude sa electric field, kung sa kusgon ang inyong electric field or unsa ang density sa field lines. Kaya mo ang magnitude will define no the density of the field lines sa imuhang charge. Okay, then the surface area as well, since we will multiply man the electric field to the surface area. So, magbase po siya sa surface area, sa dako niya, or kagamyon. And then the angle of orientation. So, if you remember from the formula, we also have cosine theta. Cosine, in some kaning books or even kaning videos that you will see on the social media or in YouTube, they would use the term phi as well. Okay, so pwede sad na siya. Or cosine phi rather, cosine phi. So magbase ang ato ang electric flux in those three nga mga characteristics or properties. Okay, again, magnitude of the electric field, the surface area sa asa siya pass through, and the angle of orientation sa surface area. Okay, so the mathematical relationship between the charges, electric field, and electric flux is also known as the Gauss's law. And the Gauss's law also minimizes or sort of streamlines or gives it a more simpler approach in solving for the electric flux of a charge that is enclosed within a specific material. Kanang unsaon pag-compute nimo sa electric flux, especially sa mga charges nga naa sulod sa usa ka material. Nga na siya. Okay? So let's go over our objectives for this lesson. So in this lesson, hopefully, after nato ma-discuss, you will be able to explain what is Gauss's law. Okay? Ma-explain ninyo sa mga na pasabot sa Gauss's law. Whatever. Okay? And then, this is just whatever. Anyways, so ma-explain ninyo ang Gauss's law. So ato i-try o explain later ato in details or in analogies, magamit ang analogies po kung pwede para mas masabtan nato ang Gauss's law. And then number 2 nga objectives is distinguish the conditions of symmetry under which Gauss's law can be used. So there are specific kaning symmetries nga pwede i-apply sa Gauss's law and can also be used in computation po nga na application of Gauss's law. Okay, so later ato na i-mention out of the 3 only 2 will be discussed sa kaning lesson. Okay, I believe the other one will be of a higher physics kaning level na of understanding. So ato lang sa ato i-part. Okay, stick lang ta sa unsay naa sa tong study guide para di ta maglabad tanan. Okay, and then also since this is a discussion, we will also have problem solvings later along the way. Okay, so the Gauss's law is applicable for any given charge distribution for any, take note, closed surface. Again Gauss's law is applicable for any given charge distribution. So for any charge lang, positive or negative, pwede siya. Pero any closed surface, closed. Okay, di siya open, closed siya. So meaning the charge itself, kanang gipasabot niya for any given charge distribution is inside a material. Okay? Kung baga, murag ingani ang drawing. Okay? So, it has to be, sorry. It has to be, for example, this is a charge. If you're computing or you're using Gauss's law to compute for the electric flux, so this particular charge is enclosed in a specific material. Okay? Naa siya, nag-open siya. So, ito i-close. Naa siya material nga nag-enclose sa iya or kumbaga kung kuan siya kaning kung ang ato ang charge is a hamster, then kung kakita mo siguro mag hamster, no, di ba ang hamster kailangan na siya murag glass ball nga isod usually ang hamster nila para makaduwa siya somewhere. Okay, so nga na ang concept, ang hamster na to will be the charge inside, and ang ato ang ball nga naka-cover sa hamster will be this surface nga nagpalibot sa ato ang nagpalibot sa ato ang charge. Okay, so that is di ko kaning di condition kinahanglan naa siya enclosure, naa siya murag nakatabon sa iya sa charge. Okay, diha pwede mo apply ang Gauss's law. Next, sorry. Now, it can be used to, number 1, calculate the electric field if the charge distribution is provided. Okay, so you can compute for the electric field if the charge distribution or the value or the magnitude siguro of the charge is provided. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry for the intervention. No? So let's continue. So if the charge distribution is provided, then you will be able to solve for the electric field. Later we will be showing you the the slides here will be showing you the formula that there's going to be used for computing for the electric field. If electric field mga ang gipangita. Okay, or electric flux baka ang pangita. Anyways, also number 2, calculate the charge distribution. You can compute for the distribution of the charge if the magnitude of the electric field is given. So it's vice versa. So if the provided ang charge distribution, you can compute for the electric field, and if the electric field is missing, then you can compute if the charge distribution is provided. Okay? So nga na siya ang concept sa Gauss's law. And it also di ma-post. Naman?
Namatay atong coffee, kaugit-talin. Hindi na nga pwede mo gitalin na sabay.
Coffee ba?
Ato bang kamay ni Ero? Coffee!
Di ba?
Ero isang... Nakakaon ko ng gitalin mo eh.
Tabi.
Ang cause of death, poison.
Okay, mahimo.
So, wait mo eh. Hindi ka na pwede mo gitalin. Hindi mo barangay.
Okay, sorry for the intervention. No? Mention about Ero. Sige. Gauss's law states that in any, again, the condition for Gauss's law is that there is a closed surface na kaning enclosure, na something of a material nga naka-close siya. The electric flux is equivalent to the net charge inside the closed surface divided by epsilon naught. epsilon naught na siya nang murag E nga igat niya na 0. Okay? Then, which is the electric constant that establishes the direct proportionality between field intensity and electric displacement in a given region. Okay? Or technically just a constant. Mura siya K or the Coulomb's constant. Diba, if you remember, K is equal to, and I hope I still remember this, 8.988 times 10 to the positive 9. Correct? That is for the Coulomb's constant. Okay, verify. Hindi kayo nakalimot ko. Coulomb's constant. Sa paludingon. Kadali lang. Sa apit na yun mo loading. Ay, value. Ito, 8.9 8.9 sakto, 88 sakto. Ang gibutang diri sa internet is 8.99, which kung ato ni i-round off ang naanto diri, it will still be 8.99 anyways. So that's 8.988 times 10 to the positive 9. Ang ato ang K or constant, Coulomb constant by the way ang tawagan niya ha. Nalimot lang ko og mention. Now, for epsilon naught, yung E nga na ay null or 0, na siya kawalingon po niyang value. Okay? This is actually just equal to 4 divided by pi. I know, ang K din siya, sorry. Mali ko. Erase. So, nani kawalingon value yun ang epsilon naught. Okay? Ang value niya is 854, sorry. Loading ko kadali. 854 times 10 to the negative 12. And then this is in Coulomb square over Newton meter square. Okay? Mao ni 4 epsilon naught. Mao ni ang value. And this will not change ha. This is constant. Again, when you say something is constant, it means more or less it cannot be changed. Depende. For example, ang gravity, di ba, constant ito na mention sa physics 1 nato. There are areas sa atong kalibutan where the gravity is much lesser. Ang value lang ha, di good ni nawa ang gravity. Ni much less lang iyang gravity. And there are areas in the world where the gravity is much larger. Okay? But the average all around the world, average lang sa any areas around the world, is kamautong ato ang 9.8 negative. Okay, going down man ang direction sa gravity. 9.8 with acceleration nga unit. I forgot the acceleration unit. God, my mind is forgetting things already. Meters per second there. Meters per second. Sorry. My mind's really fuzzy these days. So my apologies. Anyways, going back to our topic, so the constant or the value for the constant K is 8.988 times 10 to the positive 9, and K is used for computing the electric force and the electric field. Remember, we have K multiplied by the charge over the R squared, because our electric force and electric field are inversely proportional to the distance squared, depending on what the distance is. Okay? Now for epsilon naught, it can be used for electric force in electric field, but since the formula itself already has the 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught, this is actually just equal to our K. Para sa nasa K, ang value niya. Okay? So that became the Coulomb constant. Now, epsilon naught is mainly, so far, it's mainly used for the computation for the electric flux. And if you notice sa ato ang kuan din hi, kaning formula ang gipakita sa presentation, the calculation for the electric flux is just very simple. just the charge inside our enclosed area divided by our epsilon naught. Then you would be able to compute for the electric flux of that particular surface area. So it's very simple. It made the computation of electric flux, especially if not following the uniform electric field lines, easier. Okay, you can actually you make use now of the formula of the Gauss's law with katong flat surfaces. Okay, the same, more or less the same naman sila. Okay, later naay formulas nga along the way nga pwede na do gamiton nga makaingon mo bitaw no related ra di itong atong previous nga formulas nga na-learn from lesson 1 sa kaning application of Gauss's law in different scenarios. Sige, let's continue. So again, the formula for our electric flux with respect to the Gauss's law is ano na ni mga batas-badlis ko? Is this one kaning inyo nakita sa ubos kani. Okay? But mainly atong gamiton is kani. And then napa na siya extension depende sa unsay scenario nga applicable. Unsay scenario nga naa sa problem. Okay? Sa kanapag jud gibuhat lain. Sige, let's continue. So there are certain variations of the Gauss's law. Okay? Depende gihapon sa unsay present sa kana nga scenario. Okay? We have one formula nga naay integral, and I know di pa mo familiar siguro sa integral, and we will not be diving into that particular calculus kay for those nga mag-engineering, you will encounter that again sa inyong inyong course. For those nga mag-medical, di ninyo magamit. So dili lang siguro na ako i-dive deeper kay wala ni siya sa medicine world, or siguro na applications ani but more on dili gyud ni useful sa medicine world. Nagkuan yun na discourage gyud no concept. Anyway, so balik ta. So naatay different ini nga variations. All of these are just equal to the electric flux. Okay? Electric flux lagi apoy padulungan ana nilang tanan. Okay, so we have the first after anang phi e kanang first part sa ato ang equation kaning phi e equals integral sign man murag s nga murag dili s murag nakuwangan sa pagka s, then e cosine theta, then the derivative of the area. Okay, now kada siya is actually similar, more or less similar sa katong scenario ngayon nato sa electric flux where the inclination of the surface is not the same with the direction of the electric field lines, uniform electric field lines. Di siya parehas. So, na siya inclination. Okay? So, pwede mo apply ang Gauss's law ato. Okay? At the same time, pwede po siya mo apply sa katong mga scenarios nga ang ato ang electric field. Okay? Again, ang electric field nato is perpendicular sa ato ang area or surface area nga atong gitry penetrate. So again, parong nagyapon na siya sa electric flux nga calculation. Again, and everything may not have the same value, okay? But ang ending niya is katong formula nga nas kinatumian ani inyo kitaan sa inyong screen. Kinatumian kanang Q enclosure divided by the epsilon naught. Ang iyahang pag-computation is the same ra gyapon resulta anang ato ang naa sa center gani nga formula, okay? Para sa gyapon nagresulta. And then also, kato pong scenario nga parallel ra ang ato ang surface area sa electric field nato. Pwede po siya i-apply. Okay? So again, ang pwede nato siya i-recompute using the formula kanang nasa kinatumian, which is the Q enclosure or enclosed, the charge that is enclosed divided by the epsilon naught. Okay? And again, epsilon naught is a constant value. Constant as siya. 8.854 times 10 to the negative 12 Coulomb square over Newton meter square. Okay? Now recall that the phi or electric flux rather nga formula is just equal to E times A. Electric field times the area kung asa siya nag-penetrate. So Gauss's law postulates that the total electric flux passing through a closed surface Again, this is a closed surface that we're talking about. If the charge is outside that enclosed surface, then automatically the surface of that enclosure will have electric flux of zero. Zero dito siya, okay? Kung nasa gawas ang charge. Okay, again, the Gauss's law the Gauss's law tells you that the flux can be present if the charge is inside an enclosure. Nasa sud sa usa ka enclosed nga material. Okay? Or nag-enclose sa iya, na-enclose niya nga material. Isud siya sa usa ka lingin ba ka or box, whatever. Okay? And then, ang Gauss's law will tell you nga, regardless of the shape of the material, the electric flux can just be computed by dividing the charge of your that is inside the enclosure with the epsilon naught. Okay? Kani kinatumya nato nga sorry. Di na mao. Makompyuter nimo using this one kana. Makompyuter daw nimo according sa Gauss's law. Okay? So regardless of the shape of our material, makompyuter nimo siya. But of course, depende sa scenario, atong mapunan pa na extension ng ato ang ang computation para ma-accommodate ang information nga wala or ma-accommodate ang mga information or mga data nga present sa kanang scenario. Okay? So, balik ko na to. So, Gauss's law postulates that the total electric flux passing through a closed surface is considered zero. Wala. Zero ang electric flux unless the volume enclosed by this surface contains a net charge. So, muna akong giingon. If ang sulod sa ato ang katong enclosed area has a charge, then there is a flux that we need to compute, that we can rather compute. But if there is no charge inside it, wala siya sulod, then the electric flux for that material is zero. Wala gyud siya electric flux. Okay? Therefore, what can you say with the number of field lines entering the incident surface? And just don't answer that. Okay? The enclosed surface pertained to in Gauss's law is usually imaginary, hypothetical, or arbitrary. Now, sometimes, dili gyud necessary nga kanang i-mention yun ba sa inyong problem nga na a particular enclosure, then inyong computon ang kanang what do you call this one? Inyong computon ang electric flux ana niyang area. So, sometimes we will use imagination or magbuhat ta og kaning murag what do you call this one? Pseudo enclosure para sa usa ka charge. Then ang katong nga enclosure will just be passing through the point kung asa ta nag-try og compute og flux. Okay? Anyway, sa electric flux, hindi man mo matter ang distance niya. Okay? Gi-assume man nato nga in any scenario, in any charge that is present, the electric field density, the number of electric field lines that is coming out of the charge will be the same all throughout sa kung asa mga dalon ang electric field lines niya. Okay? The magnitude rather. The magnitude of the electric field will be, let me find the word. Okay? I have the word in the tip of my tongue. Basta ang terminology is ang field is the density. Unsa ka dense, unsa ka compact ang field lines nga that is going to a particular point. Okay, that is going to that particular point. So unsa siya ka packed din ha. So whereas of electric flux, it tells you the number of light that passes through a particular surface area. Kaya we're more or less concerned lang kung pila ka buok ang field lines nga nilapos sa usa ka enclosure. Okay, so you can assume that there is this pseudo container around our charge. Then you can start computing for the electric flux on that particular point sa ato ang around sa we can say around sa ato ang charge. Okay, Because there are certain assumptions when trying to compute for the electric flux. And later I think there is a point here in the presentation where it is explained no kung unsay mga assumptions nato when it comes to computation of specific scenarios relating to electric flux. Okay? So the enclosed surface, mga imaginary or practical arbitrary, and this surface again is anong na keepsake no, nahimong namesake may rather ni Charles Friedrich Gauss. So nahimo siyang Gaussian surface. Okay? So duha ra man na siya na siya kitong spherical Gaussian surface and apod siya cylindrical Gaussian surface. Duha ra na siya. Then the equation of Gauss's law basically states that the total electric flux passing through a closed surface, again, ang Gauss's law no is Gauss surface na gyud ang iyang kuan, is proportional to the net electric charge inside this closed surface divided by the electric permittivity of free space or epsilon naught. Okay, again a constant value. So ang gingon ani nga particular statement is that if there is an increase in the charge present inside that enclosed material, nag-enclose sa usa ka charge, okay, kung mutaas to ang charge atong nasa sulod, tendency is mutaas pud ang electric flux sa ato ang electric flux sa kato nga charge or nga nagpenetrate rather sa enclosure. Okay, mo increase pud siya. Okay, so kung mutaas ang magnitude sa ato ang charge, the density of the compactness of the field lines going towards a specific point sa ato ang surface area increases as well. Okay, mo increase siya. So magdungan kung increase sa charge, mo increase po ang electric flux. Okay? Sige, here are a few kaning notations and symbols that we can remember can get familiar with related to electric flux. So we have the symbol for electric flux, VE, and then the unit is Newton meter square per coulomb. We also have electric field, which is E ang symbol niya, and then ang unit of measurement or SI unit niya is Newton per coulomb. And then we also have surface area, which is A. So in this case, sa ato ang electric flux, it's using the letter A, capital. And then ang iyahang unit measurement is in meters square. So if it's not in meters square, you have to convert your value into meters square. Okay? Then electric charge, so it's using Q, no? Either capital or lowercase. So, ang sa kaning electric flux is using the capital letter but na word nga enclosed. Okay? Kaya dapat naman sa sulod. Okay? Nasa sulod ko. Nasa gawas again, walay electric flux ang material nga itong i-try focus. Onya, since charge man so it's in coulombs. We also have the permittivity of free space. So, it's written here, company value, it's 8.85. But for other sources, you can find 8.854. Or maybe gani, daghan decimal places. Times 10 to the negative 12, and in iyang SI unit is C coulomb square over Newton meter square. And if you remember sa ato ang K constant by the way sa Coulomb's constant, that is in Newton meter square per coulomb. Okay, per coulomb na siya. So coulomb square ba to? Murag coulomb square sorry. Sakto. 4 pi E epsilon naught. Sakto. So, coulomb square dahil siya. Okay? So, gibalit-ad na ang kaning SI unit sa permittivity of free space when you transform it to Coulomb constant. Okay? Then, we also have surface charge density. So, for example, there is a particular plate na usa ka kaning, what do you call this one? Usa ka plain nga figure, like for example, murag ganig ka ng papel, baka plain nga rectangle baka siya. Unya katong rectangle na siya kagalingon niya nga charge. Okay? So, mao ni pasabot sa surface charge density. So, pila ang number of charges present per meter square sa katong nga particular surface. Okay? Kaya naman siya kagalingon niyang charge. So, manang i-try og compute for surface charge density. And I believe later na ani siya example po. Okay? We also have linear charge density, which is, by the way, no, ang symbol sa surface charge density is sigma. Sigma nga symbol. Small letter sigma. And then for linear charge density, or katong the number of charges present for a particular length nga naay charge, pwede wire, pwede material nga rod nga taas nga naa siya charges yun no for all throughout the length of that particular material. Naa siya charge. So that's linear charge density kay line man siya. And then it's using the symbol lambda, small letter lambda, kaning murag letter y nga nabali. Okay? And ang iyang unit of measurement is cm. Kay line naman siya, so its only concern is ang length sa ato ang line, ang length sa wire baka or rod. Okay? Mao ra niyang concern. Sa surface density or charge density rather, ang iyang concern is ang tibuok surface area. Ang tibuok area gyud nga naay charge. Mao ni ang gitry compute. And ang formula if wala ko masayo for if wala lang ko masayop ha, that's charge divided by the area for the surface charge density. Maringanin na siya. If sakto lang ako numdum. Charge is equal to surface charge density rather is equal to the Q enclosed kay we're still in the realm man og kuan kaning electric flux, then divided by just the area. Okay, di ba if you tanaw niyo sa SI unit, m square man, so that's actually referring to the area of the surface lang siya. And then for our lambda na tupa and then lambda. Okay, so for our lambda we have ato ang charge sa enclosed na tong charge divided by our length sa tong wire. Say ngani unya na siya yung mga positive ka nga charges din na somewhere nga puro positive charges. Okay, so net positive siya nga wire. So ma-compute nimo ang iyahang linear charge density or the number of charges present sa tibuok line length sa ato ang wire or rod. Okay, and I think that is all for the notations, no? So there are specific kaning benefits, and then lang kay since nag-mention mo benefits po ng slide, I will just mention benefits. So Gauss's law is most beneficial when there is a symmetrical charge distribution. So there are certain scenarios where the charge distribution is just actually symmetrical. So there is a spherical charge distribution. So meaning there is a charge inside a sphere and the distribution of its electric fields is symmetrical. So it's going to all directions around our charge inside the spherical enclosure. Okay? We also have cylindrical. So kung cylindrical, this is using the line nga linear charge density or line and then na a certain point around that line nga imong gitry and compute ang electric flux, then you can use the cylindrical approach sa ato ang Gauss's law. Okay? And there is a kuan naman kaning a little difference with the formula. For example, sa spherical, it's using 4 pi r square for the area. And for the linear charge density, it's using 2 pi r nga 2 pi r. If sakto akong lumdum. 2 pi r yeah, it's 2 pi r. Yes, sakto ko. 2 pi r na siya for the kaning for the area. Let me just forgetting things again. What's happening to me? Kadali lang. Ako na verify. This will not take long. Derivative area is 2 pi r din ang length times the length. Yeah, sakto siya. 2 pi r. Okay? And we also have the planar. Planar siya nga symmetrical charge distribution. So, this will also be using cylindrical approach siya. Sa cylindrical, kaya sa linear charge density, sa planar is same surface planar. Yeah, surface na siya, surface charge density ang iyang application. Okay? So later ato na ipakita na siya somewhere din here. For application of Gauss's law, we have the first application, no? Field of charge conducting sphere. The electric field's direction is radial. So meaning, if there is a certain charge inside our material, or bisan gani Gaussian surface, kaning red is Gaussian surface naman siya. Imagine nimo nga naa pa siya enclosure. Okay, nag-imagine ta siya. Then gitay na to compute ang flux ato. Okay? So radial siya in the sense nga, let's say for example natay usa ka enclosure where there is a charge inside, then ang inyuhang electric field lines will point either away or in towards sa ato ang charge. Okay? And the distance ani padung sa katong enclosure will just be the radius, no? Radius kaning r nga inyo nakita sa center. Okay? Radius na siya nga sometimes would provided sa problem. Okay? So mao na siyang radial siya because it will just reach towards in all directions uniformly. It will radiate or permeate towards the surface that's enclosing the charge. Okay, uniformly na siya. So that is why it's radial. And then the magnitude of the electric field is equal throughout the spherical surface. Now this is the first assumption for Gauss's law, ha? The electric field, okay, the magnitude of the electric field for a spherical or even sa katong kaning sa other assumption to sa linear and then sa planar, same lagi po siya assumption nga ang atong magnitude for the electric field is equal at all points ha, around the spherical surface. Okay, parehas na siya og electric field value or density sa ato ang electric field. Okay, so parts of the spherical Gaussian surfaces are r is equal to 2r and r is equal to 3r. So there are 3 Gaussian surfaces here. Again, kaning murag red nga curve lines nga nasa right sa ato ang shape. Okay, now the concept of katong electric flux na zero still applies kung ani ang iyahang scenario. For example, we have a sphere here nga walay charge sa sulod. We have a another sphere here where the surface is positively charged. Okay, and we have another sphere here nga wala siya charge where pwede mo permeate or pwede mo pass through ang atong electric field. Okay. Now, if you're going to be asked unsa yung electric flux sa ato ang sphere nga naa sa pinakasulod, okay? If you notice, walay charge nga present inside nga sphere or the most inside nga sphere nato. Wala siya charge. So if walay charge inside that sphere, then that is a sphere with zero electric flux. Kaya wala man siya sa sulod ang charge. Remember, the charge is only permeating or the uniformly distributed charge is only on the second nga sphere sa ato ang drawing. Okay? Naa siya sa second sphere. So, naa siya sa gawas compared sa naa siya sa sulod. So, wala mo siya sa sulod sa sphere nga nasa sulod. Okay? So, wala siya electric flux ang sphere, kaning sphere nato nga naa sa sulod. Wala. Now, if ang pangutana is, pila inyong charge or electric flux rather, aning ato ang pinaka-outermost na sphere, then notice that our second sphere nga na-charge is inside our sphere nga much larger kaning naa sa outermost. Okay? Therefore, since naman siya electric charge rather sa sulod, then there is an electric flux since positive man that is going outward our material. Okay? Naa siya flux nga padung sa gawas sa ato ang material. And ang assumption ani will be, regardless of where the position of the charge is, change mo siya sa eraser, that the the magnitude, ang value sa ato ang electric field will be the same at all points sa ato ang Gaussian surface. In this case, Gaussian surface naman yung nagbuhat ng surface. Okay? So, fully klaro. Itong i-proceed, no? Yung gidupa na sa dito. So, here is the formula for kaning field of a charged conducting sphere. May gato nga scenario na ay usa ka sphere nga naay charge and then naay Gaussian surface nga nag-enclose pag yun ato niya. Okay? So, mahog nga duha. Then, ang atong Gaussian surface, ang sulod kay naay charge siya. Okay? So, the formula is E is equal to 4 pi r square. This part over here is actually just the formula for the surface area of a sphere. And this is A. And this is for a sphere na surface area. And then, same gihapon, atong formula for Gauss's law, that is Q enclosure divided by epsilon naught. And then if you're going to rewrite everything, then you're solving for the electric field as well, then you can transpose this or some cross multiply rather that one to our epsilon naught. So that becomes Q include or enclosure over 4 pi r square times epsilon naught. Okay? Okay, so fully klaro. And then, sorry. At saka dali. Yes. For a while. Duka na yun ko. And then, if you're going to remember, di ba, ang Q nga dako is just actually the Q nga gamay. Okay? So, you can rewrite this or rearrange this as, just right here sa below. We have 1 over 4 pi, then epsilon naught, and then you can combine no, our Q nga mahimo ng Q gamay over our R square. Okay? So if you see here sa ato ang side, it's actually just the same. Okay? So this is what you will be using. The formula that you will be using. Or 15 15. Okay, sorry sa interruption, no? Wala na po sa iyo panawag. Okay, how do we determine the electric field of a spherical charge distribution? You just use the formula. Okay, ang formula is mo nang kinaubsan ng E is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught times Q over R square. Mura na inyong gamiton. If spherical. Okay, regardless of what the distance is, again, ang ato ang I know in this case kaya magamit siya distance no kanamo siya R square. So you just have to stick with let's say for example na kaning enclosure no inside pag yun sa enclosure. So and then ang charge is napag yun atong inside nga enclosure. You consider that as the charge that is in the middle of our sphere. Inyo na i-consider nga na siya sa sulod sa center sa tong sphere. Assumption na siya sa electric Gauss's law. Okay? So, ang inyong computon is kung pila gyud tong distance from the center of the conducting the sphere towards the radius of our sphere. Try to focus. Okay? So, that is for the R square. Next, if for example, uniform line charge siya, kung naa siya sa usa ka wire or rod, and then uniform ang charge atong nga rod, so it will, of course, since there is charges man inside the rod, there is an corresponding electric field line for each of the charge, and linear na siya, okay, or radial na siya. So mudagan gyapon siya so to particular distance from that rod or that wire that has a charge. Okay, so the electric charge is uniformly distributed along a long line such as a wire, and the whole charge present on the line contributes to the field at any point. Okay, so napo na siya kagalingon niya nga computation, and this is the computation. So if for example we're looking for the electric field, then the computation is just 1 over 2 pi epsilon naught times lambda over R. Okay, again lambda just stands for the line charge density, linear charge density. So maybe it is provided in the problem, so just make use of the formula that is provided to you. Okay, and then for phi, if you're looking for the electric flux, then the formula is either, and you can equate both, 2 pi r LE equal to lambda over lambda L divided by epsilon naught. So in the actually in my other references, no, these formula are equated to each other, and then the electric field is computed as well from there. Okay, pwede na siya gamiton. So you can compute for the electric field using or you can manipulate the formula for the phi, or the electric flux rather, to compute for the electric field. Okay, or kaning formula nga nasa baba. Again, the cylinder here that you're seeing that is color violet is the Gaussian curve. So ang gikuan ani nga problem is actually just there is a certain point outside or away from our linear nga kaning charge, kaning line charge nato, and then you want to compute for the either electric field or the electric flux at that point. So you may make use of the formula that you're seeing on the screen. Anyways, naman tayo from solving later, so I will show you saan siya paggamit. So how do we determine the electric field of a uniform line charge? Katali lang ha. 2 pi EOR. Okay. Again, L stands for the length of the rod. So sometimes it's provided, so you can just check on the problem. And then lambda stands for the linear charge density. Okay, so pila ang amount of field lines that emanates from the kaning the wire or the rod. And then the E stands for the electric field. Okay, how do we determine the electric field of a uniform line charge? We make use of the formula that was provided in the previous slide. For any given point charge or any spherical charge distribution, use the formula for spherical symmetries. Okay? So for any scenarios nga nag-involve og round na sphere nakapalimot sa charge, then you can make use of this spherical na symmetry or symmetry. And then for the uniform line charge, yung katong wire nga uniform nga charges in it or somewhere in it, then you can make use of the cylindrical symmetries. Okay, Sige. We have question number 1. If one electron contains a negative charge of 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 coulombs, what will be the electric flux through a Gaussian surface that has 100 electrons? Okay, let's try to compute this quickly. So remember, this value is actually the value no of each one electron. One electron na siya. And since electron man is a negative charge by convention, then you can put negative 1.6. Anyways, our concern is just the value in the computation. You can just add up the negative sign later when we're done with answering or solving. Okay? So, it says here that there are 100 electrons, no? Kaya try o assume sa ato ang sa ato ang problem, and then i-compute niya sa electric flux using a Gaussian surface or through a Gaussian surface. Okay, first let's try to compute for the total. Okay, since ang giingon for sa ato ang Gaussian law is ang net nga charge niya, then we will have to compute for the net charge ana nga particular charge. Okay, or the charges na in this case kay multiple man kay electrons. So all you have to do is just multiply 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 ang value sa ato ang 1 electron. Okay, times na nimo siya sa number of electrons na present. In this case there are 100 of them that are present. Okay, so that will become 1.6 times 10 to the negative 17. Now anong negative 17? 100 is actually just 1 times 10 to the positive 3, or positive 2 rather, positive 2. Okay, and then since this is a negative and this is a positive, then you can just subtract each other and the result will have the negative sign because mas dako man si 19. Okay, and this is the answer. Negative in this case, 1.6 times 10 to the negative 17. Now we're asked for the electric flux. So if you remember, our electric flux is just phi E is equal to E times A. Sorry, not E times A. Q enclosed divided by our epsilon naught. Okay, so let's make use of the number that was just already calculated. It divided by the epsilon naught, or the permittivity of free space. Now this will become 1.6 times 10 to the negative 17 divided by 8.854 times 10 to the negative 12. Eksakto akong doon. Okay, so that will give you just check paano yun kung sarado na akong eyes. Okay, and that should give you negative 1.8 times 10 to the negative 6, and that is your final answer. Negative in this case because we're dealing with electrons, and by convention electrons are negative charges. Okay, positive charges are protons. Okay, so let's remember no, 1.8 ang ato ang answer for this question. So let's check our answer key, which is in the next line, kung pila siya. And the answer is negative 1.8 times 10 to the negative 6. So that is correct. Good job. Next, we have this problem solving, but I will leave that for you to answer. No? Again, we're talking about net man siya. Net nga electric charge. Okay? Charge nga net sa ato ang sa sulod sa ato ang enclosure. Okay? So what you're going to do, since there is a presence of protons and electrons, is that you have to understand how much or the magnitude of the charge, either is a positive charge or a negative charge inside that enclosure. Okay? So ako lang i-try og unahan ang solving ha, then you continue using the concept na atong i-apply for the example number 1. So for this one, we know that the value of either a proton or an electron is just 1 times 10 or 1.6 times 10 to the let me just check, negative 7, negative 18, 19 right? Negative 19, okay, times 10 to the negative 19. Okay? For each na siya. So, for us to know the value of our positive charges all in all, okay, you will multiply that number to 25. Okay, there are 25 protons man. But remember that there are 50 electrons. Okay, so there are negative 50 electrons sa ato ang inside our enclosure. So kung i-simplify, that becomes 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19. 25 minus 50 is just negative 25. Okay, so technically, once you're done answering this, you will be given a negative answer, and that tells you that the net the influx the flux of the charge, or the flux that's penetrating the surface area, in this case I think this is still a Gaussian surface, will be negative, or going inside our object. Okay, padung sa sulod sa tong object. Okay, so fully klaro. Let's proceed to another example. So a solid sphere has a radius of 14 meters, contains a totally uniformly distributed positive charge of 25 microcoulombs on its surface. Determine the electric field at 15 meters from the sphere's center. Okay? So let's try to dissect first the problem. We are told that there is a sphere that has a radius of 14, and it is a positively charged surface with the value of 25 microcoulombs. Now, 25 microcoulombs is just equal to 25 times 10 to the negative 6 coulombs. Okay? Muna siya ang iyahang conversion. Next is, i-determine daw nato ang electric field 15 meters from the sphere's center. Okay? So I will draw so we can imagine what's happening here. Okay? So we have two spheres here. This one, padung dinhi, is equal to 14 meters. Okay? And the surface of this particular sphere is positively, or is a net positive charge. Siya net positive charge. So, tanan din na is puro positive. Okay? Pero ang ipakompute sa itong problem is a sphere, a Gaussian sphere that is 15 meters from the center of our sphere, original sphere ganina. Okay? So, this one is 15 meters. Now, let's try to compare. Is the sphere that is 15 meters in radius inside our sphere that is 14 meters in radius? The answer is no. Mas nako man ang value ni 15 as radius compared to 14. Therefore, si 14 ang naa sa sulod. Therefore, if you remember from what I just mentioned a while ago, that the charge should be inside our sphere of interest or sphere of focus. Now, ang sphere nato is 15 meters ang gipangita. So, therefore, naa sa sulod niya ang 14 meters. So, naay sulod nga charge ang ato ang 15 meters nga sphere. Okay? So, atong itry na o compute na siya. Ang electric flux, ang ato ang electric field rather, ang atong gipangita niya. Okay? Now, ang atong working equation ani, since this is a sphere man, will be phi E is equal to E times A, which is equal to charge enclosed divided by not R, divided by epsilon naught. Okay? Muna atong formula. Now, how do we solve for, since we are provided with our charge, so we have 25 microcoulombs, we also have a constant, and we can also compute for the area, which is area is equal to, since this is a sphere rather, that's 4 pi r squared. Okay? We can even make use no katong, kung naman another formula katong kanisiya ma, E is equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught times Q over R squared. Okay? You can make use of that as well para ma-automatic niyo kasulbad. So, for example, I believe I already converted the charge now, so you can go ahead and compute for that one. So we have E is equal to 1 over 4 pi times epsilon naught of 8.854 times 10 to the negative 12. I believe it's 12, no? I can be wrong. Yeah, I'm correct there. And then we have a charge of 25 times 10 to the negative 6 over our radius square. So in this case, we're not gonna apply 14 meters minus 15, no? Dili man siya ingana. Remember, if naalay charge inside our, it could be Gaussian sphere, a real sphere rather, you can assume that the charges that are present sa surface of 14 is just the charge at the center. Mao siya charge sa center sa ato ang sphere. Okay? So you can assume that with spherical symmetry. Okay? So this becomes 15 na siya squared. 15 squared siya. Kaya atong point of concern is just 15 meters from the center of the sphere. Okay? So if you compute that, it should give you 999, or we actually have a kaning point pa somewhere din ha. 999 Newton per Coulomb, because we're looking for the electric field. And that is your final answer. So you can try to solve for this one to verify my answer, but I'm sure that there is a decimal somewhere sa atong answer, no? I just rounded it off based sa kung sa'y naas na ito ang study guide. Okay? So again, the answer is 999 Newton per Coulomb. Now let's check if my answer is correct, and the answer is correct. Okay? So again, when you're dealing with Gauss's law, or you're trying to solve electric flux of a charge that is enclosed, then you can make use of the Gauss's law. So there are different approaches. Most of the most of the calculation will be related to understanding no kung unsay particular nga scenario ang present. It could be spherical lang siya, so that's EA is equal to Q over epsilon naught. Or if kaning linear siya, then you can have 1 over 2 pi I think that's R, 2 pi, and then epsilon naught, and then that's lambda over R, yeah, lambda over R. Or if it's a surface charge density related, then you can make use of the formula that is on the slide. And I have this one. This is for the uniform line charge, and I think wala sa kuan. I have checked the other slides po, wala naman siya mention. Anyways, there's still other cutting problem solving still present in our slides. So if you have time, if you are willing to relearn or maybe explore more of the problem solving related to electric flux, you can make make use of the problems that that are included in this study guide, and even sa slides nga nasa inyong assignment. Okay? Now, if you have any questions other than the ones that I mentioned just a few seconds ago, then feel free to give me a message or send me a message, and I will try to respond back as soon as I can with a more in-depth explanation, hopefully, and maybe include some analogy so you understand the concept better. Okay? And that's it for me. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.